In this video, I'll be talking about my journey into nursing. A large part of the reason that I wanted to become a nurse is due to the people and experiences throughout my life. Ever since a very young age, my family had told me that I was born to be a nurse. Growing up, I could almost always be found holding and caring for my plastic dolls as if they were human. My family saw how passionate I was about caring for others at a young age and continued to instill the idea of becoming a nurse one day into my mind. Growing up, I had many family members that worked in the nursing field, and hearing their stories inspired me. My grandmother created everlasting bonds with her patients as she comforted them within their own homes for months to several years. My Auntie Noreen does home visits and provides case management to various individuals. My Aunt Mary works as an elementary school nurse. And lastly, my Auntie Maureen provides inpatient care on an orthopedic trauma floor at MGH. Additionally, I saw how rewarding it can be to give back to others in vulnerable situations through my volunteer experiences in Girl Scouts. In my 12 years as a Girl Scout, we made meals for the elderly, arts and crafts with the children in local homeless shelters, initiated food drives, and various other acts of service. It was always fulfilling to see how small deeds can make a difference. So when deciding what profession I wanted to pursue during my senior year of high school, I acknowledged the desire to continue to make a difference in others' lives. This was what ultimately led me to choose a career in nursing. Now I'm going to talk about my growth as a student and an individual. After graduating from high school, I started college at Worcester State. I moved into my first dorm room in Sheehan Hall and then said farewell to my family. Freshman year was a year of growth academically. We learned the core basics of nursing, such as anatomy, chemistry, and microbiology. It was challenging to adjust from the 6-hour school day I was used to from high school and learn how to manage my time, while also the need to study more for college courses. Although studying was an important aspect of this year, I also prioritized meeting new friends on campus. At the end of our freshman year, we celebrated our entrance into the nursing program during the white coat ceremony. Next was sophomore year. This year started off fairly normal. At this point, I was eager and excited to begin nursing classes. We got our Worcester State scrubs that we were all so excited to finally try on, and had purchased a large stack of books that we would use throughout our years at Worcester State. During this year, we also began our clinical rotations. My first clinical rotation took place at St. Francis Rehabilitation Center. Here we practiced measurement of vital signs and assisted the residents with activities of daily living. All was fairly normal until the unexpected happened.
China has identified the cause of the
mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
The first U.S. case has been detected.
During sophomore year spring break, the COVID-19 pandemic had erupted, and we were forced to move out of our dorms and onto online class. This was a difficult time because it was hard to be away from friends on campus and learn how to study independently. The world was on edge, and we still did not know when we would return to day-to-day life. Although it was an unfortunate situation, it was an opportunity for me to spend quality time with family and appreciate the outdoors. I spent many days at home, going on long walks, trying new recipes, and keeping up with the viral TikTok trends. The start of junior year was relatively the same as the end of sophomore year. We were still not in person for our lectures, but we were able to go in person for our clinical rotations and practice more hands-on skills in the lab. I started the year off at St. Vincent's in the postpartum unit, and finally, after many hard weeks and tears, I passed my OB class. I also had clinical experiences at UMass University on the pediatrics floor. This was a great opportunity to see what it is like caring for a different patient population than I had previously worked with. The summer of junior year, I went to clinical at Framingham Metro West on a telemetry unit for 3 days a week for the month of June, while also starting my job as a patient care technician on the oncology floor at Beth Israel in Boston. During this summer, I made the most of the days I had off by going to the Red Sox game, the Cape, Nantucket, camping with my family, and seeing my friends. When senior year rolled around, I was excited to learn that we would be returning to in-person classes. However, I decided to stay home and become a commuter student for the remainder of my time at Worcester State. Commuting was an adjustment, but I was lucky enough to do it alongside my best friend Sarah. During our senior year, it was important for us to master our nursing skills, so we practiced for many hours in the lab prior to our final skills checkoff day. This year, I had clinical experiences at a local elementary school where I worked one-to-one with the school nurse and made connections with the students there. I also had a clinical experience at UMass in Clinton where I worked on the psychiatric unit. My final clinical experience took place at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center on the PACU. The next step is to continue to strive in making a difference in others' lives like I had wished to. I can now see how my volunteer services like those I did at a young age in Girl Scouts can carry over into my career. I was able to volunteer as a medical personnel alongside Lindsay at this year's Boston Marathon. Every time I participate in events like these, I am reminded of why I pursued a career in nursing. I'm excited to continue my work on the oncology floor at Beth Israel after graduation, however, now in the role of a registered nurse. Working in oncology can be emotional, but it is rewarding to hear how thankful your patients are for your help when caring for them at a time in their lives that is both devastating and unexpected. As my time in nursing school comes to a close, I want to recognize how grateful I am for the friends and family that got me to this point.